I mean, it was a sense of relief, but my jaw dropped.
For the victim in this case, her identity protected by a publication ban, today's news was welcome, but the story isn't over.
And the post-traumatic stress disorder I deal with on a daily basis is not something that will go away now that we've gotten a guilty verdict.
As a teenager, she came to the Toronto studio of renowned Taekwondo coach Shin Wook Lim, with aspirations of one day competing in the Olympics. Instead, the one-time national team coach asserted total control over her life, cutting her off from friends and family, sexually assaulting her multiple times, eventually raping her.
He would often describe his position of power as like if you as the athlete were a race car, he was the driver. So you and your parents were to hand over full control of your life.
It took years for her to realize what she had gone through, and she finally went to the police.
I would lay there in bed at night and think, this is something that I'm going to take this to my grave.
Lim is the latest high-profile Canadian coach to be accused or convicted of assaulting someone they were trusted to teach.
For a country that prides itself on, child protection and human rights, we're sure dropping the ball in sport.
University of Toronto's Gretchen Kerr says coaching remains virtually unregulated. Winning is paramount.
Their very existence depends on performance outcomes and the success of the athletes.
Nearly 2 years ago, a CBC News investigation revealed more than 200 cases of young athletes being abused over a 20-year period, mostly in amateur sport. It prompted many promises, and some changes were made.
I think there has been a huge gap between what we aspire to and what we have. We had policies over 20 years ago to deal with some of these things. The policies are not enforced.
Kerr says that until that happens, athletes remain vulnerable. Jamie Strachan, CBC News, Toronto.